It's on this model, you'll see, are the proximal convoluted tubule because they're the things closest to the glomerulus. Then you've got your loop of Henle, which is green, and then the white will be your distal convoluted tubule going into your collecting duct. Okay? So you will need to, we'll go over the model. But it's usually all twisted around. I've kind of laid it out nicely. So proximal convoluted tubule, proximal to the Bowman's capsule. Then our loop of Henle, where a bunch of ins and outs are going to go, which you'll do in lecture. And then we come to our distal convoluted tubule going into collecting ducts. Now these are the merging of collecting ducts of multiple other nephrons. Okay? Naturally, what's going to end up happening is instead of us having a whole bunch of these and then a whole bunch of collecting ducts coming straight down, if they're all merging together, they're automatically making a triangular pyramid type structure. Does that make sense in your head? Can you kind of picture that? When all of this stuff starts coming together, it automatically is going to make a triangle. So what you're most often going to find are loops of Henle in your column and collecting ducts in your pyramids. So just basic anatomy of this, pyramids, columns. At the tip of the pyramid you have a papillae. And at this point we have urine. If something's coming through the papillae, you have urine. Okay, there's no more in and out happening inside these tubes here. So we have minor calyx here. Minor calyces will merge together to form a major calyx. The major calyx dumps directly into the pelvis. Okay? The pelvis drips down the ureter. The ureter does have a very slight peristalsis. Remember what peristalsis is? It's out like woo in the guts, right? Same thing in here. You've got slight peristalsis. Anybody ever had a kidney stone? Yeah, so remember when you're just like sitting there and it's all ow, ow, and it comes in these waves? It's because of that peristalsis. Alright. Types of questions that you'll get on the exam. So what part of the nephron lies in the cortex? What part of the nephron lies in the medulla? That would be a standalone question.
In the loop of Henle, it's considered in the columns, but it will be considered in the medulla.
It's in the medulla. Yeah, because anything, all of this is medulla.
Oh.
So columns are, right? Okay. But not all of them. Not all of them. Just most of them. I think it's like 83% of them. Some very high percentage there, like that. The ureters are going to drip down into the bladder. Okay? Now, these little holes here are where these are connecting. They're not connecting right here. They're connecting kind of back behind here. You can see that on this model here. They're not connecting straight up here at the top that I drew. They're kind of back behind. The urethra is going to exit the bladder. We know this one already. And its hole for start draining is right here. And the area between these 3 points is called the trigone. And this area actually is where, if a doctor looks at it on a female, based on the amount of cell buildup that's going on in that particular region, you can determine what part of the menstrual cycle that female is on. I know, isn't that weird? I found that out the really yucky way. It was gross. My doctor's like, so you're right mid-cycle. I was like, can you go north a little? You're in the wrong spot. Something stupid, it's this. And he showed me this, I didn't know that. Isn't that cool? Cell buildup. Right? Why would there be that weird connection? Between the reproductive system and the urinary system. Come on now.
The embryo?
Huh?
Does that have to do with like the embryo development?
It absolutely has to do with embryological development, for sure. Why?
I just remember that the urogenital. I just remember we would always say that layer or that part of the
Do you remember?
mesoderm.
It is mesoderm.
What is it?
Intermediate mesoderm.
Okay.
Remember the one in the middle makes the stuff in the middle.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's all embryologically derived from intermediate mesoderm. So it's all that same embryological tissue. So this is why you get a lot of pain confusion between the two. Sometimes if you get period cramps, your kidneys hurt. Or sometimes if you didn't drink enough water, you're starting to get cramps and you're like, I can't tell what it is. Is it my bladder? Is it my uterus? What's hurting? You get all that weird confusion. Have you ever heard of back labor? Same thing, weird confusion of kidney pain. So, all about that embryological development stuff. Okay, that is the basic anatomy of kidney. We will go through all the models in a